Okay, Dash Poet. Hey, buddy. How are you getting on with your journalistic ambitions? Oh, thank you very much for asking. Yeah, going good. I've nearly completed the first module, the first part of the course. I'm doing both at the same time. But what I'm waiting for is because to complete that feature, you have to write a feature and then submit it before all these other questions you have to do. You have to get expert opinion, and that's what I'm waiting on. I've written an email to numerous people who are close to the subject I'm writing about, and I've written about pretty much the shit that's going on YouTube, the stalkers, the false flagging, the false DMCA, all that stuff, all the weirdos on here, and who YouTube seem to do very little about this, very little at all. And so I've written a feature about that, and I've sent sections of it to the relevant authoritative bodies, and waiting for them to come back to me. I'll let you know what they say. Thanks for asking me. Janexka! Fantastic. Okay, it says, my question is, why the voice? And why do you use it rather than your own? And what Janetska meant by this, because I queried this, I wasn't too sure, is she says, your voice sounds different in the poems than your natural voice, obviously like I'm speaking here. It said, what made you do so? What made you manipulate your voice? The only manipulation I do really of my voice is the difference from when I'm talking to a webcam that's across the room. This is just kind of here for a bit of a booster, this microphone here. But normally, where is it? 2 seconds. Here we go. This is the popping filter I use. That fits into the microphone there, and my voice is literally about here. And then, of course, when I'm doing the videos, my voice is this close to the microphone, and then I want to have my voice sound a bit more natural. So I don't want it to be tinny. When it goes straight into the laptop, it sounds kind of tinny, hollow. What they call a mono sound. I want it to sound stereo, a bit more alive, kind of like what you hear off the radio. So all I do is increase the bass and the mid, okay, just to amplify the voice. That's all I do is I amplify. On the Axis of Denial, I use a slight robotic voice with maybe reverb or something like that, which quite a number of other poets do. The only other changes I do with my voice is to do with the mood of the poem. You may have heard it a couple of times when I'm reading I Am Highway or Gothic Suicide. But if I want to exemplify a particular mood type or tension of a poem, I will incorporate voice projection. Or sometimes the poem may be darker, and I wish to encapsulate that mood too. And sometimes the voice must be different again. And so on and so forth. Hugs and kisses. So yeah, do I manipulate my voice? Yes, but I like to keep it as natural as possible, as in my own manipulation, not the laptop or anything else. Okay, final question. We made it. This comes from I Drank the Seawater. Okay, Melissa, how you doing? What inspired you to write? Do you have a favorite writer? Okay, what inspired me to write? Like I described in a previous question, it literally was sound, ambience, music, whatever it was, would draw something from me. Words, verses, exemplification. Is there such a word? I don't know. Look it up for me. Let me know. Just something to exemplify the mood. I wanted to keep it alive. I wanted to keep a record of this token thing, this feeling, this impulse. And I wanted to write it down. And it happened 4.5 years ago, as I described previously in earlier parts of the video. So what inspired me? Do you know what? I don't know. I don't know. I think what happens is this. I believe there is a circulation of creativity. And inside this circle is poets and singers and musicians and all sorts. You call it what you will, they're in there. And each one gives a token to the next person behind them that can thus create something else in turn. So what inspired me to write? That circle. That in there. When I listened to that music that day, when I was feeling that feeling that day, when I felt that impulse on that day, I was in that circle. And something came out of it. I, in turn, drew something out and created my first poem. So that's where my inspiration lies. Next question, do you have a favorite writer? To be honest with you, like I said with David Ryder Curtis, I don't really pick favorites. I believe that's unfair. Because even your favorite singer can produce a crap album. Your favorite guitarist can screw it up on stage. Thus, I like to keep an open playing field as much as humanly possible. So thus, creativity in all its abundance, however it may be demonstrated, demoed, played, sung, written, remains as creativity should always be, and that is abundantly infinite. People, thank you very much for watching. I'm Vision Ghost, and you're amazing. Thank you.
Allah